Suddenly, a lot of police with huge, like lights come to our house and looking into our from our window, that if we're reading Quran or like reading prayer, and we were like acting to like sleep at that time. I clearly remember this. I'm like with my sister, let's just pretend to be asleep. In that building, one of the house was started to like get fire, and they couldn't go out because the doors was locked with like iron. They couldn't go out because of the fire. And I'm like, what if she like go inside? What if something happened to her? I'm from East Turkestan. I was born in Urumqi in East Turkestan. I like studied until the 6th grade in East Turkestan, and then after that in 2015 we came to Turkey with my family. My other relatives, cousins, grandma, grandpa, and everyone is in East Turkestan right now, and I can't have any information about them. I started to study here, and now I'm in Istanbul University and studying journalism. Next year I'll be graduating, inshallah. So the reason that I chose journalism is like to get information from my family also, in East Turkestan, because of Chinese Communist Party, because of the genocide and oppressing them. When I was in East Turkestan, YouTube, Instagram, Google, and everything was forbidden. You just can't go into WeChat, so-called like Chinese WhatsApp maybe, with that WeChat with our friends and family. We never had a contact from like outside of our world, outside of East Turkestan. So now we all have WeChat, we can use it here, but if our family contact with us, they would be in concentration camp or in a prison. Suddenly, a lot of police with huge, like lights come to our house and looking into our from our window, that if we're reading Quran or like reading prayer, and we were like acting to like sleep at that time. I clearly remember this. I'm like with my sister, let's just pretend to be asleep, and then they would go into our home and talk with my dad, look at everywhere, and they would go out. And one time my dad started to hide all of the books in our home. One day I forgot to take off my hijab in front of the school, and school principal saw me. His eyes was going out just like a balls, and 20 of SWAT, the police with their huge gun, to 11 years old girl going across to me.
In the school?
In a school, in front of the school. I was like, what's happening here? Am I a terrorist? What are you doing? I'm just wearing a hijab. They're going across to me. I'm like, what is happening right now? What did I do? Am I carrying a bomb here? And then at that time, I'm like, okay, Nafisa, calm down, go across. people were like dying because of starving. Even if they have money, they couldn't go out. And the China like published something like, if you go out, if you don't ask a permission from us and go out, take a food, you would go into prison. They literally published that. And then people were like posting videos that their mouth was locked with some lock or some something like this. They were posting videos like this on Douyin in Chinese TikTok. And then after 3 months, people literally starved there. And in Urumqi, we call Big Bazaar, in that building, one of the house was started to get fire, and they couldn't go out because the doors was locked with iron. They couldn't go out because of the fire, and they called 911, and then they came and they watered just in front of that house. It gone viral in China, and people that against that China is doing this to us tried to started to raise up their voice, and they started white paper action. When I see people here, in the parks or in the seaside, people would get picnic and and with all of their family. I'm like, we could have been with our family, with all of them here too, with in front of one desk, in front of one desk like this. And China took that from us. Our basic human rights are being oppressed. At that time, when we're going to the Turkey, in the border gate, they took my mom into the room and they interrogate her. I was so scared at that time. I thought I would lost my mom at that time. I was just 12 years old. And what if she caught up and go into a prison? I would be there alone. And I'm like, what if she go inside? What if something happened to her? And then the border gate was the most scary place for us, for Uyghurs. From our childhood, we would think it's not, we're not let it to go outside of East Turkestan. If you go out, you should take some risk. And we took that risk.